Hello, this is Mike, NoStressMike.com. I got something eating on me, and I thought I better share it. Before I get started, I'll let you know. If you notice, when I'm making these videos here lately, I don't make a lot of eye contact. I'm looking down a lot. Well, I'm in a pasture, and the cows leave things that I don't want to step in, so that's why I'm watching my steps. So, but anyway, something that was brought to my attention. I remember, and I don't know if everybody's like me. I'm sure they're not, but anyway, but like I say, I've been self-employed most of my life. Well, just about all my life, just about. But anyway, when I was younger, yes, I wanted to be a cowboy. I wanted to be a fireman. You know, and then there was times where I wanted to do spectacular things. You know, like walk on the moon. You know, there was no limits. No limits to my desire to accomplish. And that's the reason was, you're young, your imagination is going, you know, so you can do things. With your imagination, you can do things. And then I'm thinking, did I lose my imagination? And to stop wanting to do great things, you know, I mean, did I stop wanting to do great things or not? And like I say, I think I'm a little bit different than most, and I think I figured out why. I say I'm pretty frugal. There's been times I've made good money, and there's times that I haven't made good money. But it didn't make any difference because I've always watched the money that I spent. I didn't go crazy. You know, a lot of times people make a lot of money, they start spending a lot of money. You know, so I never was like that. I always spent the same amount. But we budgeted ourselves to a much lower amount than what we normally make. And so I would get some excess money, and then I would get into new businesses. And in businesses, you don't always make money. Normally it takes about 5 years before you start getting an income coming in. So that's why I did things like that. But the thing that's got me is there was times where I had that carrot put out in front of me, and I could have made big money, but for some reason I wanted to accomplish things. It wasn't the money. Like I say, I'm not money motivated, so I wanted to accomplish things. So I never really was the money, the carrot money. It was nice to look at, and I dream about it. But there was one thing that held me back all the time, was when whoever it is that's going to pay me this big money, they're paying me to stop dreaming. They're paying me to stop the achievements that I wanted to do. I had to redirect my achievements to what they wanted me to do. I mean, after all, they're paying me, so, you know, that's fair trade. But it's dawned on me that when we make that decision, because there's a lot of things we got to think on when you're doing this stuff, and Now see, I didn't have all the things to think on as they do now. What everybody thinks about, well, they got to have the two new cars, they got to have a nice house, they have to have insurance, they have to have a retirement, and I think that's some of the biggest things. There might be others, but I think that's some of the biggest things that people think about when they think about work, and when they think about they want to do something great. They want to really expand on something more than they don't know if they're capable or not, but they have to think about, do I want to take a chance, or do I want to take this steady money? And the thing is, not everybody, I know this, but sometimes people are doing something they really, really love. Art is one of these things, as you always heard of starving artists. And it's something you really love. And being able to make money at it is, it's a challenge. And but there's other things that people do. Like I say, I'm a counter-terrorist. I love being a counter-terrorist. It doesn't pay all that much, so that's why I've got different businesses that I've got. Not all of them even give me any kind of income, but some of them give me a little bit here, a little bit there. And but I've done things because I really truly wanted to do things. I say right now, I don't know, no cattle out here, they're all over there eating, but I'm a cowboy. I'm getting kind of old now, but I have been taking fireman classes. So I haven't lost my dreams. And the fireman and the cowboy stuff doesn't really pay much, but I'm still doing stuff that I wanted to do. And I didn't accept the money to trade off what I want to do. And that happens a lot of times. A lot of times people will be doing something, and remember I told you it takes normally about 5 years if you got some kind of business running. It normally takes about 5 years before you start seeing a profit. And a lot of times it's just a little profit. So it's hard. And so then about your first, second, third, fourth year, you're thinking, man, and then you can get this carrot of money, and you think, oh, I can do that, I could use that money. And then what you've done, when you choose that money, you've chosen the road of money. Now you've based your life around money. And normally when they do that, they end up living in the city. Now, it's funny because all these people live all around here. You see, this isn't just little places. It's not a little, these houses are 5 to 10, 20 acres per house. So, and a lot of these people work in the city, but they refuse to sell out their dreams, and they want to do stuff. They still want to do stuff. So they're half caught in the money world and the other half in the production world. They're doing something with their lives. And I've made videos talking about that, about country living and stuff like that. Because when you're out in the country, you do things to produce things, so you have things. You saw our garden, and you saw all the other people we were at, and milking the cows, and they have chickens and stuff like that. So, but they're still, and like I say, both the man and wife are still working in the city. And so, they're, and that's why they work all the time. Either they're working getting paid, or they're working on their cows, milking their cows and all this kind of stuff, and they're not getting paid. And they're lucky just to pay their, it's not really a hobby either. People think it's a hobby. It's not. they're learning things, they're doing things, they're producing. They're not making money. So in the financial world, they call it a hobby, but it's not really. They're learning skills and developing a trade. They're doing something with their lives. If they just took the money and went to the city and did their work, then that's all they're doing is putting their time in their work, and they're doing their work. And I'll tell you, it's a funny thing. I'm talking about the money and selling your dreams for money. It's funny because now I'm on Social Security. I waited and waited, and the only reason I took Social Security is on my way to South America, and I didn't know if I was going to get stuck in some jungle in South America or not. So I thought, well, I'll just go on and get. But at that time, I was hustling. I was developing the Hoi Chi, hotspot, travel and companion, and all this stuff. I pushed it. I looked for work. And it's funny because I just noticed now, you hear people say, well, I'm on a fixed income. I'm back again. It looks like I had some sound problems. And man, I was coming to the conclusion of a really good story. But I'm going to try to. I had a brainstorm. I was working on a brainstorm, so now I'm going to try to piece this together. But what it is, I say I've been getting my Social Security check for probably a couple of years now, and the funny thing is, since I've got that coming in, I've noticed I've been motivated less to perform more. That, and like I say, I've got other issues that I'm dealing with, and my own personal performance isn't. In the way of making money. I'm still bettering my life, but it's I've had to go off the course that I normally do. I say speaking engagements, I don't hustle them up. The expos, a lot of the stuff, you notice, I say I'm not traveling around as much in the States, and it's for multiple reasons, but one of the reasons is, like I say, I don't have the motivation to do it because I've got a steady paycheck coming in. And the part that gets me is, and I say it's just, as far as I'm concerned, it's just a temporary thing because I've got other things going on. But still, I've noticed I don't want to live my life. What do they say? Well, I've got a limited income. I don't want to live like that. I don't care what my income is. I don't want it to be limited. And like I say, I make sure I keep my spendings way low so I don't have to use all of my limited income. Because like I say, I try not to base my life around money. The idea is, on the way I live my life, is I want to accomplish things. I want to better my life. I want to help others, and that's probably about the main stuff in life for me. Now, out of all that, how much of that depends on money? That's what I'm saying. It's not a priority. And but like I say, even though I don't want to limit myself in the way of, well, I've got a steady set income, I don't want to be limited to that. Also, I want to be able to like I say, live a life, not limit what I can do. That's what the whole idea of to me, that's the whole idea of going on my own. You know, I mean, yeah, I could have got a steady job with retirement and all that other stuff, but like I say, I chose to take the hard road, and it is very hard. That's why not everybody does it. And there's no, I mean, it's not that you're wrong by not doing it, but you have to understand, when you don't take the hard road, you're going to take the road that's more traveled. When you're going to do that, you are going to be limited. But that's what I'm saying. Not all people are limited, even though they are on the road that everybody else goes on. That's why they will have a job, and at the same time, they will have other projects that they're working on that they can still produce and improve their lives. They're not just putting their 8 hours in and then sitting in front of the TV and getting brain dead. They're able to grow their minds. And like I say, it's not really what it is they're producing, even though that's where they're probably going to make some more money. What it is, it's they are learning. They're learning things. And that's the part that's important. You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. All my businesses and stuff like that, it's not the money that I made or I lost and all that other kind of stuff that makes it important. It's the journey that's to get me where I am now. It's that journey that I've taken that makes me who I am. And I say same thing. I don't have the insurance. I don't have the retirement. I don't have all this stuff. That's why I still have to look at other ways to produce. And I say, but the idea is be open, be ready to better yourself. And better yourself, it'll make everybody around you even better too. And what do we talk about? Strong individuals. Strong individuals coming together. Once you realize you are a strong individual and you get around a bunch of the weak people, you can tell it really easy. So I say, focus on bettering yourself. What can you do? It doesn't matter how little you can do it, because when you start it, it's little and it will grow. And no matter what, you're going to learn something. This is Mike, NoStressMike.com.